Hey guys, it's me, Mama C, here today to talk to you about probably what's my favorite form of spell casting, which is candle magic. I use a lot of candle magic in my daily practice. I do it in spell casting. I dress candles for customers. Candles are cross-cultural meditation tools, magical tools, worship tools. You can find them in just about every faith. You have candlelight vigils that Christians do. You have the Catholics who have their candles in their services. They have candles where you can go pray, prayer candles for a loved one. You have voodoo with novena candles and prayer candles. You have Wiccan magic, which is any kind of candle can work for that. Or you have the kind of thing that I do, which is kind of a cross between hedge witchery and hoodoo, where we use just candles for a great many different things. There's lots of different kinds of candles on the market. The only thing that I can tell you is use what you're comfortable with, what's appropriate for the spell or meditation or whatever it is that you're doing. And do not take a leftover used candle off of your dining table or somewhere like that and then try to turn it into a magical tool. If it's already been used for something else that's kind of taken the oomph out of it, you need a fresh candle for magical work. And now, if you're using 7-day candles or something like that, you may be reusing that specific candle for that same purpose, but you want to start with a fresh candle. Now, candles come in many, many different sizes and shapes. You have what are called figure candles, like skull candles. Skulls are used for sympathetic magic, like healing and banishing and things like that based on the color. You're usually directing the spell at yourself or at a person, another person, when you're using a skull candle. Like for this one, for instance, if I had a friend who was suffering from an illness, I might carve their name in the bottom of the candle right here, and then anoint it with some healing oil, and then put it on my altar and pray every day as I lit it that they be healed of whatever is going on. And it can work for emotional stuff too. I mean, the skull is where the brain is stored. There's lots of sympathetic magic involved in that. You also have the figure candles that are male and female. Like this is a pink female figure candle. These are also used for sympathetic magic. Like for instance, with a pink female candle, if I had somebody that was feeling depressed and unloved and maybe needed to have some new friendships enter her life to kind of pump her up, make her feel better, get her out of the funk that she's in, a pink candle would be perfect for that. You could use a black candle if you're trying to banish somebody out of your house or your life, or a situation. You've got somebody that's really causing you trouble. You would use a black figure candle. White figure candles are used most often for healing and things like that. Green is used for money and also sometimes for healing. But and there's a very potent love spell too for those who are interested in that sort of thing. If you take a red male candle and a red female candle and put them on a plate together facing each other, and you rub them with a love oil or a marriage oil or whatever the purpose of your spell is. You can also put a parchment with the names of the people underneath the candle and light those candles and let them melt together on a plate, and that shows kind of it's an attraction, a binding of the love, that kind of thing, depending on what it is that you're looking for there. So we also have what are called 7-knob candles. This is a 7-knob candle. With a 7-knob candle, you burn one knob each day for 7 days while focusing on your intent. Some people will sit down and meditate for the entire time that it takes that part of the candle to burn, which is, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. Or you can light it, focus on it, and then let that knob burn and then put it out. You either blow it out or you can put it out with a snuffer, whatever your tradition requires. Some people require pinching. With me, I'll either blow it out or I'll use a snuffer on it. I have both, and they both work okay for me. Then you also have these, which are my go-to for spell work. These are just 6-inch taper candles. Really, they're not terribly tapered, just a little at the top. But the big thing is they are a solid color throughout. This is not a white candle that's been dipped in anything. It is a solid color candle, and that's really very important for the type of candle magic that I do. It needs to be solid color throughout. Like this is a red candle, which would be used for, sexuality, virility, love, lust, passion, marriage, that kind of thing. But the reason why I like these so much for spell work is because they're very easy to inscribe. This is my candle scribe. It's just a piece of brass that is pointed at the end, and I've been using this for years. You can use a sharpened pencil, you can use a toothpick. I like having this candle scribe because it's a dedicated magical tool. It stays in my altar in a box, and when I need to pull it out for spell work, I pull it out and then I'll replace it. So it's not used for any other task but inscribing my magical candles. So if I were doing a spell, say for lust, with this red candle, I would take and I would write my desire from the top to the bottom on it. Say, I want to have hot, passionate sex with XYZ and no regrets in the morning. You know, something of that nature, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish there. Or if you're trying to strengthen the love between two people, you would write, then carve the names of the people in a circle around it, and maybe rub it with some love oil so that you could kind of bind the love together if it's a relationship that seems to be flagging and you want to bring some strength back to it. But that's the nice thing about these candles, is you can write a whole lot of stuff on that. And then you can just set it. You can anoint it with oil if you wish to. You can rub some herbs into it. And with herbs, just a tiny pinch will do, because they will catch fire if you have too much on there. You want it to melt with the candle, not cause a second flame of its own. Same thing goes for these 4-inch chime candles, which this is a 4-inch chime candle. I just have it set in this little holder here. The 4-inch chime candles are great for your corners or quarters or elemental directions or whatever it is that you call them in your particular practice. They are also great for quicker spells. Say, for instance, last week I needed quick luck on a decision for something, so I took an orange candle and I inscribed my desire on it. I held it in my hands 3 times and said the chant that I had prepared, and then I took an oil, like this is one of our oils. This one right here is Banishing, which was not for the fast luck spell, but this is one of the oils we make here in the shop. And you just take it, get a little on your finger, and just rub it into the candle. Set the candle down in the holder, and you're ready for your quick spell. These are great because they only burn for about 20 or 30 minutes, which is not for a really involved spell unless you're using it for your corners, but they're great for something if you need to do something in a hurry. And I keep a huge supply of these on hand, these and the 6-inch, just because they are so handy to have. We also sell them in the shop by the 10-pack, the 20-pack, and multi-packs, and all kinds of things like that. They're a really popular item that we've been carrying for ever and ever and ever. And then I know that many people who have watched my earlier videos have heard me talk about votive candles. These are the Crystal Journey votives. They are my very, very favorite. They are already imbued with essential oils, and they are Reiki charged prior to being sent out. And these candles are they really pack a powerful little punch. I use these on my altar. I use them on in my household. I don't really typically use them for concentrated spell work. I use the 6-inch or the figure candles for that, but these are my daily meditation candles. When I get up in the morning and I come into my office here and I have my altar, which is over on that side of the room, I have several different holders with specific ones of these votive candles in it that are charged for a particular purpose. Like I have an area for my family where I have a love candle and a soulmate crystal for me and my husband. It's one of these that fits down in a little holder. And then I have a separate area for my daughter where I have a confidence and a friendship votive that every morning I light those for her. And then I have a different section that's protection that I use this with a statue of Basta, the Egyptian cat goddess, for protection. I mean, and I've got different places all over the house too. That's the nice thing about being a professional witch, I guess, is that no one blinks twice when they walk in and see little mini altars scattered all over my house. I have one downstairs for Ganesha, where I have specific votive candles for block busting, I guess is the best way to put it, for road opening, that stay in there. I have one here on another altar that is for creativity and wisdom and problem solving, which relates to my business, because those are things that I have to focus on every day, is being creative, solving problems for people and for the business, and then also the wisdom to be able to give good advice when people ask me for it, to give them the right path to walk down, to understand their issue and help them with it, even if it's something that may be a little bit out of my wheelhouse. Of course, after 20 some odd years, there's not much that I haven't seen and heard, but I still have to really sit and think and make sure that I have wisdom in order to answer those questions. And that's why I do those daily meditations, is because it reminds me I am a witch and I have a responsibility to the people that I deal with, that I focus, that I be in the moment when I'm working with these products and when I'm working with them. And that's what my morning meditation at my altar does. And these votive candles are a really big part of that. As I light them, I focus on what it is that I need to keep in the forefront of my brain, that wisdom, that creativity, that kind of thing. So anyway, last but not least, and by far this is not all the kind of candles that you'll see. You'll see pyramids, you'll see different shapes, different colors, that kind of thing. This is just kind of a basic overview of the candles that are used in most magic. These are 7-day candles, all of these. This one is one that we make here in the shop. This is a drawing that I did in trance of Ganesha, and it is now on a candle, and it has a mantra on the side of it. And this is used especially for business people, for success, for keeping the road open, to keep the doors open, to keep clients coming in, that kind of thing. That's what this one is particularly for. Ganesha, as you can tell by the tattoo, is one of the deities that I spend a lot of time working with, and this one came out of some work with that. But I have one of these on my altar. And then you also have just plain 7-day candles, which are these right here. And these can be, you can do anything with these. You can paint on the side of them. You can stick things on the side of them. You can put the oil and herbs down the top. That's called dressing the candle. We dress candles here for people if they need them for a particular purpose, or you can dress them yourself as long as you have the supplies. I also do custom candles for people on this type of thing. If they have a specific request and we need to tailor a spell to them, I'll often draw sigils or symbols or other things on the candle, or maybe write a spell on it for them and before we send it to them, so that they have it ready and prepared to do whatever work that they need to do once it gets there. This is a pretty valuable service. There's other people that have what they call setting light service if they have a physical shop, unlike us, which is just internet, and they'll do that in their shop for people on a dedicated altar. I know that the guys at Mystic Dream do that. That some of the other conjure shops that I'm familiar with do that. It's a great practice, the practice of what's called setting lights. And then you also have candles like this that are pre-made, pre-dressed, pre-ready to go. We carry a really wide selection of these here in the shop. It's nice, especially if somebody just needs, they say, okay, this is what I need. I need a road opening candle. I need a love candle. We have these dressed and ready to go, and they come from several different companies. They're great candles. So we have everything from the ready to go to the custom crafted in the seven day. And I guess that's the nice part about candle magic, is you can use it for virtually anything. You can use it for meditation, for spell casting, for worship, for creating a particular environment in your home or shop, whatever it is. Candle magic crosses so many cultural boundaries. Everybody loves the light of a flickering candle. So if you've never tried using candles in your spell work, or unfamiliar with candles, we'll get more into detail about different candle spells later in other videos, but this is a good basic overview of the type of the candles, what they're used for, and maybe what kind you might want to keep on hand at all times. Thank you guys for listening. Again, these videos are unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited, so if you have any questions, don't understand anything that I say, or there's something that you need to know, you can get me on my live chat. You can call me here at the shop, or you can send me an email at mamacreepy@mamacreepy.com. MAMACREEPY at MAMACREEPY.com. Thank you, and blessed be.